We're here on such a beautiful day in Glen Rock in front of the Rock Ridge Pharmacy, a great independent pharmacy in Glen Rock that's a local pharmacy that served North Jersey families since the 1950s. Vishnu Patel, who runs it, was not alive then, but has owned the pharmacy for many years and does a great job in the community with Michelle. Thank you so much, a pharmacist who does wonderful work here as well. And I really want to thank them for caring and being dedicated and looking out for families in Glen Rock and really being focused on the community here, which is what a great community pharmacy like this one does. We're here today to announce a great win in our fight to make life more affordable for the families here in northern New Jersey. Last year, I launched my affordability agenda for North Jersey, which is about steps we can take to get prices down for families and small businesses and to help deal with the impact of the post-COVID economy. It includes taking an all-of-the-above approach to get oil and gas prices down, fighting to lower taxes, addressing our supply chain backup, increasing domestic manufacturing, especially on chips that are normally made out of the United States. We're going to make more in the United States, fixing our crumbling infrastructure, and of course, lowering the costs of prescription drugs. I'm here today to highlight the tremendous progress we've made in our fight to get the cost of prescription drugs down, particularly for the price of insulin. After getting critical legislation signed into law just this month, beginning in 2023, an estimated 5,700 residents from the 5th Congressional District and more than 77,000 residents across New Jersey will have their insulin capped under Medicare at $35 a month. Again, all of these 77,000 residents across the state of New Jersey will have their insulin capped at $35 a month under Medicare. This applies to all Medicare beneficiaries, even those that have not met their deductible. Right now, insulin can cost up to $300 a vial. $300 a vial. And most people with diabetes need 2 to 3 vials a month. So you do the math, that can be more than $900 every single month. The legislation we passed under Medicare will cap it at $35 a month. That's a massive savings for families and for individuals who need insulin every day to survive. Nearly 10% of 5th District adults and more than 760,000 people in New Jersey have been diagnosed with diabetes. You heard the commissioner talk about it. I know so many others, of course, here deal with it as well. Across the country, more than 8 million Americans rely on insulin to live. For so many folks, and I think people have to understand this, insulin is important to their well-being as drinking water, right? They need it to survive. Yet something so crucial to many of our lives has increased so much in recent years, making it difficult for families to afford it, as we heard. In fact, in just 5 years, from 2014 to 2019, I think this stat is insane. Between 2014 and 2019, the price in insulin rose by 54%. Think about that. Think about the impact that has on families. Think about the people who have to come into the pharmacy here to afford it, and all they want to do is make sure people can get affordable prescription drugs, and we know how expensive insulin's become. According to the Healthcare Cost Institute, from 2012 to 2016, the average price for a 40-day supply of insulin increased from $344 to $666. That's thousands of dollars a year. Sadly, because of the astronomical price of insulin, roughly a quarter of diabetic patients skip or even skimp on doses altogether. A last resort that can have fatal consequences, right? They just don't take them, or they cut back on their doses, and we know the impact that can have, right? It's like a runaway train, right, on their families. Can you imagine a parent having to ration their children's life-saving insulin, or a grandparent not having enough in their pocketbook for their grandchild's birthday gift because the cost of insulin has bankrupted them? It's heartbreaking and unacceptable. That's why after far too long, we've now taken action in Congress to pass the Inflation Reduction Act and get it signed into law to lower prescription drug prices, especially for seniors, to cap annual out-of-pocket prescription drug costs. Oh, wait one sec, sorry. One of the great things about Glen Rock, by the way, a train, right? It's a great commuting town. That's why after far too long, we've now taken action in Congress to pass the Inflation Reduction Act and get it signed into law to lower prescription drug prices, especially for seniors, cap annual out-of-pocket prescription costs at $2,000 under Medicare, cap the cost of insulin, as we've talked about, at $35 a month for for Medicare beneficiaries and provide support for struggling families with high costs of health insurance. The Inflation Reduction Act will also help thousands of 5th District residents covered through the Affordable Care Act save an average of more than $1,700 in health insurance premiums starting next year. It will also help some families in our district save nearly thousands on their premiums next year, especially our seniors. The Inflation Reduction Act will also cap Medicare beneficiaries' annual out-of-pocket costs for prescription drugs at $2,000 a year beginning in 2025, helping cut prescription drug costs for thousands across our district. In fact, if the drug pricing provisions from the Inflation Reduction Act had been in law in 2020, the total cost of prescriptions filled by residents under Medicare in the 5th District could have helped save $43 million. Savings would have totaled $13 million in reduced out-of-pocket and premium costs alone. Getting the Inflation Reduction Act signed into law is a huge win for Jersey. In addition to fantastic health benefits, it doesn't raise taxes a single penny on families in our district or small business in North Jersey, and makes no changes to personal income or small business tax rates, which was my key test. Plus, the bill is fully paid for and will help pay down the debt. In fact, when you add up all the savings to families in the 5th District, the law amounts to a tax cut of more than $2,300 for every family. So we're getting lower insulin prices, lower health insurance prices, helping with alternative energy, without raising any taxes a single penny. In fact, it will cut taxes by $2,300 per family. All right? It's an excellent bill, and it will save people across the board. Also addressed with an all-of-the-above energy plan to help lower gas prices. We need to we'll boost alternative energy, domestic manufacturing, and go after tax cheats. While this bill is a huge win for cutting prescription drug and insulin costs, as we heard, there's still more work to be done. I recently co-sponsored and helped pass in the House the bipartisan Afford Insulin Now Act to cap the price of insulin at $35 for all Americans, not just those on Medicare, for all Americans. I'm talking about the more than 34 million adults and more than 200,000 children living with diabetes every single day. All those children, unfortunately, not all of them are covered. And our friends on the other side of the aisle have refused to support that bill. I hope they will, and I'm calling on the Senate to immediately pass this bipartisan legislation so that regardless of their age, people will be capped out at $35 a month. I know that's what we all believe is critically important. There's a clear need for aggressive action to get prices down and make life more affordable for our families, to address supply chain and lower gas prices, ensure greater competition in the food market, take an all-of-the-above approach on energy, and of course continue to lower the cost of prescription drugs. That's what our affordability agenda for Jersey does, and I'm working with my colleagues on both sides of the aisle along with the county to make sure we get there. This announcement today is a great step in that direction for the 5,700 North Jersey residents. By working together, Democrats and Republicans, here in the greatest country in the entire world, there's no reason our best days won't always be ahead of us. Thanks so much. God bless our troops. God bless the greatest country in the world.